Alright guys, more Tron awesomeness. These here are the Deluxe Kevin Flynn identity disc. And that is the Rinzler Deluxe identity disc. Right off the bat, I'll give you guys the prices I paid for these. Found these at Target, and my store had plenty of them. They had them in the main area where they had the toys displayed, and then they had them at an end cap, which is basically at the end of one of the rows of toys. So, had plenty of them. And they had them discounted at a really great price of $13.99 a piece, and normally these are $19.99. So, always good to save a little bit of money, and worth every penny. Especially this one, when you see it under a black light. Sam Flynn just got booted out. This is my new centerpiece. That thing just looks frickin' awesome under a black light, and I will show you how awesome it looks under a black light. This one also looks pretty trippy. The only thing that you can get used to it, but it kind of throws the whole look. But under a black light, all this white here shows up really nice, but this area here that's kind of the pattern that's been painted onto it, that paint, whatever it is on the UV property, it throws the color, as in it almost looks like kind of a cream color, like the froth on a hot delicious cappuccino or something. Doesn't look just white, which to me, no big deal. Now if you flip it around, and this really picks it up crazy under a black light. All this here, in fact, I kind of notice it now. It's different tones of white. Yeah, that's what it is. It's different tones. That area there looks closer to this. That ring pretty much looks white, and then this outer ring looks more of a cream color. But because of that combination, it looks good on this. I mean, you guys aren't seeing it too well there. Well, pretty good. You can see that it's different shades. It looks really funky under a black light. All this bleeds together, and it just looks nasty. But this is the side that's not going to be facing you when you have it displayed. As in, there's the little button to turn it on both of them. As you can see, they both have their little custom stands. The one for Sam Flynn, because it's black and blue, has a nice clear blue stand. And that is another thing that makes this look freaking awesome. I'm just going to point it out to you right now before I do it. That glows like a damn light bulb under a black light. Just looks frickin' killer. This glows. The outer ring glows. And all the little orange accents that are painted on it, even on the back, glow under a black light. As in, this whole thing just looks frickin' awesome. If you have the back facing you, it looks like a totally different disc. As in, you get a nice little color combination. As you can see, the outer ring here is not orange. So I'm going to show these to you lit, and I haven't been playing with them too much. So on sound effects, I don't know if they're different or not. It's kind of throwing me. Either they got the same set and I'm just off on the timing, or they do have different sound effects. But anyways, I'll start this one up and just go through a few of them. And as you can see, it just does the sound effects, a few of the lights, and then shuts off. It does have the same thing as the Sam Flynn one, to where each one of these, you could turn on the switch and it'll do sound effect and then a really cool light up scheme, and then after that, it doesn't do any sound effects, but it'll just light up occasionally and do like a pattern. Does that for a while so you can have it on display, and then it gradually shuts itself off. Yeah, I swear they had different sound effects. This one sounds just trippier for some reason. Flip this one around and show you the other effect. We're just more for the display, so it gives you a nice little light show. That's pretty much what it does. I think it does the center ring. I think it's just the outside. I'll go ahead and do it on the other one. See if it does it different on the sound effects. Should do the same thing where it's just that outer ring. Yeah, pretty much same thing, and then it just eventually shuts off. So I'm going to put this thing on hold for a minute here and get my black light and try and get it as dark as I can in here. The sun's gone down enough to where it should be nice and dark, and I will blow your minds. Would I lie to you guys? That is just mind-blowingly cool. And that's the front of it. Got enough pigmentation for UV in that ring there that's clear that it just picks up this light killer. And that's weird. Now it's showing darker to me. Before it was showing more of a cream, so I am using a different black light, but to me it looks a little darker than that, but it does make it look pretty trippy on that side of it. Show you the other side here and show you what I mean. It just looks, and it's not their paint job. Like I said, these aren't meant to be put under a black light, or at least I don't think they were planning on that, but when you look at that, who knows? That just looks freaking awesome. See what I mean? It's like here and there to where it's just whatever the UV stuff is in that paint, it's just kind of bleeding through. But then once again, that's the back side of it that's not going to be facing you when it's displayed. And yeah, this black light just doesn't cut it. My big one, that center ring there, really glows nice. But as you can see, it does pick up some UV, just not as intense, but that is the backside of it. And to add even more awesomeness to it, that even looks trickier. Well, maybe they are the same sound effects. That's starting to sound the same. I say, man, these things throw you. They got enough recorded sound effects to where it can throw you on making you think that it's different. Yeah, they're the same. I just had the sound effects off to where they weren't repeating the same. Just to be nice, since I still have them out.
So, you like bikes?
That guy looks really cool lit up in the dark too.
Greetings, programs!
Just like I say, man. Showing a little bit of a glow there, man, but I'm damn near touching them with the black light. It's the way they placed it. This, for some reason, it just has more UV quality to it, because that's pretty much the same type of plastic. It's just the way they placed it. I guess it's got enough black behind it. That's probably what it is. It's because it's got more black behind it and not as thick. That could be why it's not picking it up as much. So, I'm going to put it into this video. Set this guy away. Actually, while you're tripping out on these, I did spot some other toys that I didn't pick them up because I was working with cash and I just got down to too much money spent. So I'll pick them up next time, either in Bullhead or if they get them at my Kmart here. But for anybody that really liked the light jets in that movie, check out my video on the one-man light jet. And I noticed that they had the three-man light jet released when I stopped at Kmart down there in Bullhead City. And there are maybe a couple videos here on YouTube. One of them looked like a little kid that was showing it off, which it's on a table. So at least you get to see some of the stuff it does and the size of it. It looks like it is pretty damn big. As in, it is another one to where, just like the one-man light jet, you can't see into the box to see the actual toy. You just got to go by the pictures. And then when you take it out, you have to snap on the wings. And that's what really makes it big. This one, because it's holds 3 figures, as in the cockpit on it opens up, 2 figures can sit inside the cockpit, and then it's got a gunner to the end of it, which is all exposed, but still looks really freaking cool. And it looks like it lights up around the gun areas up front. So, another one worth looking for, and that one Kmart wanted, I'm gonna round it off right at $30, man. That one was pretty affordable for a big size toy. And I also noticed that they had the small scale die-cast 3-man light jet out, and they also had the little limo from the movie in die-cast. So, gradually starting to see some of the second run of the toys, and I hope they're going to go long enough to where I'll see a third run of the toys to where they just keep having new stuff. And there's a few more small action figures out too, like Quora And I forget his name, but I noticed they had the guy that's bald-headed that's got kind of the strip of plastic, like a plastic mohawk shield over his head. And you're supposed to have the guy from the bar that's got the see-through cane. They just didn't have him at the store, so he may be out also on newer toys. So, catch you guys later. Feel free to comment as usual.